Good morning! Today I'm flying on a business trip to London. It's a corporate business trip.
Over the course of the next 2 days, we will catch a flight from Madrid to London while juggling a mountain of work, arrive at the London office and meeting my entire UK team face to face for the first time ever, then head back to the office to grab my things and taking a midnight walk to my hotel. In our second day of the business trip, we will wake up super early to make sure we have enough time for a hotel breakfast. Of course, trying typical British food items such as English breakfast, black tea with milk, and oh my god, Marmite. After, we'll spend a whole day working in the office, attending many meetings, and trying the black tea again. We'll explore different parts of the office, such as this gorgeous rooftop with a view of London City. And then when the shift ends, we'll finally get to explore the city. I'm going to take you to my favorite tea shop ever, where they have free tea and hot chocolate samples all the time. Then doing a bit of sightseeing to see Westminster Abbey, Big Ben, Covent Garden, and the London Eye. Finishing off in Soho, Chinatown with some warm bao dumplings. And taking a scary night walk to my new Airbnb.
There's an Uber in 5 minutes down here. I'll see you at the airport.
I'm not going to lie, even though I've traveled alone so many times, there is still something that makes me anxious about it. Of course, repeating something over and over makes you better at it and more confident, but I never fully got rid of that little voice in my head telling me that I'm in a fear zone. I think after running into some not so nice people while traveling all alone, I developed this self-protective habit of being super cautious. So to combat this stress today, since I don't have to pay for anything, we are starting nice and easy with an airport breakfast.
Alright, so I'm finally at the airport. When coming to London, you have to take like a special mini train inside of the airport. And before coming to the UK, you have to register via an app. It's like a government app, I think. You just register yourself and you have to pay a fine, which is like 20 euros or 20 pounds. And you have this for the next 3 years. I just slept like 3.5 hours tonight because I was editing a video for you guys. But I'm all happy now. I got my water. I got a big one because it's on the company's card. I'm not like super crazy here. I'm just getting one item for breakfast, and I got an acai bowl. Oh, it's not like it's a vacation. There's a lot of work I need to do apart from this. That's also why I have so little sleep, because I keep working all the time. Let's enjoy what we can, right? My plane is already boarding, but there's a huge queue. So this business trip is for 2 days only, but I'm staying for a bit longer. It's just crazy to see the difference in the budget that I have when I travel solo and when I get everything expensed by the company. Tonight I'll be staying in a hotel paid by the company. I'll have a breakfast in the hotel tomorrow morning. Such a luxury, I know. But then I'm transitioning into my own Airbnb, which is like a tiny shared room. But that's just what I go with, because I want to stay a bit longer to enjoy actually London and not only work, because otherwise I would not see anything of the city.
I've been on a couple of business trips before, but this is my first one to London. On one hand, it's a great opportunity as you get to travel for work and all expenses are covered. But on the other hand, I think a lot of people have a skewed vision of what it's like. My grandma, for example, thinks it's cafes, free lunches, sightseeing, and lying on the beach all day. But that's not quite accurate from my experience. There are great parts of it, yes, but there's also sleep deprivation, long travels, stressful meetings and presentations. Because trust me, you're not paid to travel, you're paid to go do your work. Now I am taking the Elizabeth line, which takes me directly to the city centre, and I'm heading to the corporate office. First impressions of London, honestly mixed feelings. I'm not a big skyscraper person. I prefer older, more culturally aligned buildings. And as most trips that at least I've had are for just one night, you basically spent all of the time commuting and then working and also working while you're commuting. Time to update you guys. So I went to the office, I met my entire team that is here in the UK, lots of international people, lots of socializing, and we have a full day of activities here in London. The weather is amazing. We just went to Battersea Park where we are supposed to do this. I'm very scared of heights, so I'm the only one not participating, but I can have lunch. So I got a cream cheese salmon, smoked salmon sandwich. Because I'm a party pooper, I was here just hanging out on my own. But afterwards, we finished the day off with a team dinner and drinks.
Hello, who's there?
Oui, bonjour madame. Je suis on a business trip aussi.
Oh wow, how come? Can you tell me how it's been so far?
Oui, oui.
So just arrived at the hotel for my business trip in Paris. Let's check out the room. I'm in the basement, but I think I have a garden view. Oh yeah. So this is the Hotel Yak at Clichy in Paris. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Balcony. It's a nice glass balcony over there. Let there be light. There we go. Nice. So essentially, didn't include you in the other updates, but flew into Paris, took a taxi to the office where we had a half day of some sessions. Just now finished, we have a bit of a break to settle in our hotels.
I'm back in the office, so we had a dinner, drinks with the team, we are playing some game, and now I took a cab with another colleague to the office to pick up my stuff, and we are heading back to the hotel. So I'm going to the hotel. I have all of my stuff. I hope the reception is open 24/7, otherwise I'm just coming back to the office and I'm gonna sleep there. I got my car to my room. I'm super tired. Just up here.
What the heck? No?
That's where I'll watch Harry Potter tonight. Sofa, my beautiful bed. Honestly, I was barely walking at this point, so instead of gymming, I decided to watch some Harry Potter tonight, and it was the best decision I could make. Good morning. I feel pretty exhausted. I had a good sleep, it was just pretty short. And I was uploading a video for you guys overnight. I just woke up, brushed my teeth, changed my clothes, and we're heading to get some breakfast now. So I'm gonna take you along so you can see what they have here and what I'm getting. Let's get some food. With barely getting any sleep, of course I decided to wake up super early to make sure that I have enough time to try everything they have here. So of course I started with a salty plate with having a proper English breakfast. I also got a lot of pastries and sweet stuff. I had some Nutella and Marmite. Marmite was honestly you'll see it in a second. I got a coffee, of course, followed by a black tea with milk, which honestly I still have no idea how to make. And in the meantime, Matti was enjoying his breakfast, so let's see what he got. Looks yummy. We are back in England, and today I'm having a plate with fried and scrambled eggs, baked beans, hash browns, ham, cheese, veggies, and some bacon, of course. It's my first time trying Marmite ever. I've heard a lot about it, but I've never tried it, so let's see how it is. I've read that the way you eat it is that you put it on some toasted bread, so I've tried that, and it was way worse than I expected. It was so salty, it tasted like a vegetable bouillon. But because so many people eat it every day, it makes me wonder, maybe there's a way to eat it that tastes good. After I was really trying to fix the aftertaste with something, so I had some fruit, coffee, and this gorgeous looking raspberry pastry, which was amazing, followed by a yogurt bowl with some cereal and amazing cherry sauce, which was 10 out of 10. Then I tried the black tea with milk, which I didn't end up liking much, so I'm gonna try it later the day again. And the porridge was super bland, do not recommend. But you know what fixed it? Nutella. Nutella fixes all my problems. And this breakfast. And then I finished off with some bananas to get my vitamins, and that was it.
Wait. That's better. Breakfast was extremely filling. I'm stuffed. I had like 1, 2, 3, 4 courses, I think. Workday has been good. I've had quite a lot of meetings already. I'm going to make a British tea now and do some more work.
When I told my colleagues I was extending my trip over the weekend at my own expense, they looked at me like I was crazy. Why would you stay all alone in a city where you don't know anyone? They asked. And honestly, yeah, going back home to Madrid would have been way easier and more comfortable. But that's exactly the point. Being alone in a place where you have no one to lean on pushes you out of your comfort zone, and when that happens, you grow. I've always been the type to prefer traveling with friends or family, but sometimes that's just not an option. And what solo travel gives you is something different. It teaches you to trust yourself, to build confidence in your abilities, to prove that you can take care of yourself, and it opens you up to experiencing the world in a whole new way. As soon as work wrapped up, I rushed out to explore the city. I've been to London a few times before, but I always love coming back, revisiting my favorite spots and discovering something new. One area I never get tired of is around Covent Garden. It's full of beautiful cafes, charming bakeries, and today we are heading to one of my favorites. It's a tea shop. A tea shop where you can try so many different types of teas and hot chocolates fully for free without buying anything. After my belly was full of warm deliciousness, I decided to head south for some more sightseeing. There is something about walking through places with deep, long-standing history. It really grounds me. It reminds me of how small we are in the grand scheme of things and how much there is to learn from the past. I don't always go into every museum I see, though, to be fair, it's kind of wild that so many of London's best museums are completely for free. But what I enjoy the most is just to wander around the city on foot, soaking up the atmosphere and letting the streets tell their own stories. We've lived in Paris for a while with Mati, and yeah, these days there's definitely a lot of homelessness, the streets can feel pretty dirty, and crime isn't uncommon. But honestly, even with all of that, Paris still feels like one of the most magical places I've ever been. The architecture is stunning, the history and culture are everywhere, and almost every street smells like fresh pastries. After a long day, I was so ready to get some dinner and head to bed. Even if it's a bit touristy, I really like going to Chinatown for some good dumplings, and today I had my very first bao with pulled chicken. The bun itself reminded me of those soft bread dumplings we have in the Czech Republic, in Austria and Germany, and I love those. So I was pretty excited to discover a new food I can randomly crave now. Alright, so it's dark. It's kind of creepy to be out here in London all alone as a girl, so let's be quick and head back to the apartment. Now imagine the code won't work. Double strip stressing yourself, it will work. Wow. Thanks. It's like the best sound. The apartment. I just arrived at my Airbnb place. I'm gonna show you how it looks. You walk this way. I feel like this is very typical for houses in the UK. So this is kind of creepy, but it's fine. You walk this way to the basement. This is my room. So here, the Airbnb box, and this is it. I have my bed. Actually, I have some goodies. This is alright, what is that? What the heck? What the heck is that? I have a small desk here. Here I also have a wardrobe. I have a TV here. I also have this in here, which is super nice. I got this thingy and something here. Oh, those ones are good. I like those ones. Finally, in my room. I feel a bit cozier here than in the hotel where I was before. I mean, this is a bit too shady to be my vibe, but this is my vibe. Like it feels cozy, you know? And especially if you're in a country alone, because this is a solo trip that I'm having, and especially if the weather is bad. That's all for today, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be sharing my solo London adventures from this weekend soon, so stay tuned. Sending love and kisses. Bye!